Dear friends, today is Saturday of the 33rd week in Ordinary Time, on the memorial of Saint Cecilia, Virgin and Martyr, the 22nd of November, 2025. I wish you an abundance of God's grace and His peace. Before we listen to the Gospel reading and pray, please remember to subscribe so that we can encounter the Lord together each day on this channel. Now, let us listen to and meditate on God's Word and lift up our hearts in prayer. First reading, a reading from the first book of Maccabees. As King Antiochus was traversing the inland provinces, he heard that in Persia there was a city called ElevenLabs, famous for its wealth in silver and gold, and that its temple was very rich, containing gold helmets, breastplates, and weapons left there by Alexander, son of Philip, king of Macedon, the first king of the Greeks. He went therefore and tried to capture and pillage the city, but he could not do so, because his plan became known to the people of the city, who rose up in battle against him. So he retreated, and in great dismay withdrew from there to return to Babylon. While he was in Persia, a messenger brought him news that the armies sent into the land of Judah had been put to flight, that Lysias had gone at first with a strong army and been driven back by the children of Israel, that they had grown strong by reason of the arms, men, and abundant possessions taken from the armies they had destroyed, that they had pulled down the abomination which he had built upon the altar in Jerusalem, and that they had surrounded with high walls both the sanctuary as it had been before, and his city of Bethzur. When the king heard this news, he was struck with fear and very much shaken. Sick with grief because his designs had failed, he took to his bed. There he remained many days, overwhelmed with sorrow, for he knew he was going to die. So he called in all his friends and said to them, "Sleep has departed from my eyes, for my heart is sinking with anxiety. I said to myself, into what tribulation have I come, and in what floods of sorrow am I now? Yet I was kindly and beloved in my rule. But I now recall the evils I did in Jerusalem, when I carried away all the vessels of gold and silver that were in it, and for no cause gave orders that the inhabitants of Judah be destroyed. I know that this is why these evils have overtaken me, and now I am dying in bitter grief in a foreign land." Now, let us listen to the responsorial psalm together. I will rejoice in your salvation, O Lord. I will give thanks to you, O Lord, with all my heart. I will declare all your wondrous deeds. I will be glad and exult in you. I will sing praise to your name most high. I will rejoice in your salvation, O Lord, because my enemies are turned back, overthrown, and destroyed before you. You rebuked the nations and destroyed the high. Wicked, their name you blotted out forever and ever. I will rejoice in your salvation, O Lord. The nations are sunk in the pit they have made. In the snare they set, their foot is caught. For the needy shall not always be forgotten, nor shall the hope of the afflicted forever perish. I will rejoice in your salvation, O Lord. Alleluia, alleluia. Our Savior Jesus Christ has destroyed death and brought life to light through the gospel. Alleluia, alleluia. Let us listen to the word of the Lord. The Holy Gospel according to Luke. Some Sadducees, those who deny that there is a resurrection, came forward and put this question to Jesus, saying, "Teacher, Moses wrote for us, if someone's brother dies leaving a wife but no child, his brother must take the wife and raise up descendants for his brother. Now there were 7 brothers. The first married a woman but died childless. Then the second and the third married her, and likewise all the 7 died childless. Finally, the woman also died. Now at the resurrection, whose wife will that woman be? For all 7 had been married to her. Jesus said to them, The children of this age marry and remarry, but those who are deemed worthy to attain to the coming age and to the resurrection of the dead neither marry nor are given in marriage. They can no longer die, for they are like angels, and they are the children of God, because they are the ones who will rise. That the dead will rise, even Moses made known in the passage about the bush, when he called Lord the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And he is not God of the dead, but of the living, for to him all are alive. Some of the scribes said in reply, Teacher, you have answered well. And they no longer dared to ask him anything. Let us reflect together on the Word of God. The gospel today opens almost like a debate scene. A group comes to Jesus not with open hearts, but with crossed arms and a smirk. The Sadducees, who deny that there is a resurrection, approach him with a carefully constructed question. On the surface, it looks like a serious problem. In reality, it is a trap. They take an old law about a man marrying his brother's widow to carry on the family line and stretch it into an absurd story of 7 brothers, 1 woman, and no children. Their goal is not to learn, but to laugh at the idea of life after death. If the resurrection is real, they ask, whose wife will she be? Behind their question is a deeper attitude. If we cannot imagine it neatly according to our categories, it cannot be true. Jesus does not respond with anger or ridicule. He takes their question seriously enough to answer it, but he goes straight to the heart of their mistake. They assume that if there is a life after death, it must be only a longer continuation of this life, with the same structures, the same bonds, the same tensions, the same way of belonging to one another. They imagine heaven as just more of the same, only without an end. Jesus gently but firmly breaks open that narrow vision. The children of this age marry and remarry, he says, but those who are deemed worthy to attain to the coming age and to the resurrection of the dead neither marry nor are given in marriage. He is not saying that love, fidelity, and communion no longer matter. He is saying that in the resurrection, all of these realities will be fulfilled and transformed in a way our present experience cannot fully contain. Marriage is a beautiful and holy gift, a sign of love that mirrors the covenant between God and His people. But every sign points beyond itself. In the age to come, we will no longer need this sign in the same way, because we will be completely caught up in the direct embrace of God's love. The love that spouses share here on earth will not be erased. It will be brought to its true depth in God, without jealousy, without fear, without the fragility that comes from death. They can no longer die, Jesus says, for they are like angels, and they are the children of God, because they are the ones who will rise. That single sentence already changes the way we think about everything. We often live as if death is the ultimate horizon, as if every choice must be squeezed into the short years we have, as if loss will always have the last word. The Sadducees' denial of the resurrection is not only a theological opinion, it is a way of living without ultimate hope. If there is no resurrection, then the best we can do is to construct small securities, to enjoy what we can, and to mock what we do not understand. But if the resurrection is real, then nothing given in love is wasted. and nothing surrendered in faith disappears into a dark void. Many of us carry questions that are not very different from those of the Sadducees, even if we never say them out loud. We wonder what will happen to our relationships in heaven. Will we know the people we loved? Will we remember our story? Will the wounds we suffered simply be forgotten? Jesus does not give us all the details, but his answer points in a clear direction. God does not turn his back on our history. He heals it, cleanses it, and fulfills it. The relationships marked by love, sacrifice, and fidelity are not swallowed by death. They are purified and taken up into a new way of communion. We will no longer cling to one another out of fear of losing each other, because there will be no more losing. We will love each other in God with God's own freedom and joy. At the same time, Jesus' words invite us to examine how much we cling to images of heaven that are simply projections of our earthly desires. The Sadducees cannot believe in the resurrection because they cannot imagine it beyond their small categories. We may not deny the resurrection explicitly, but we can reduce it to a vague comfort, a distant idea rather than a powerful truth that shapes how we live today. Jesus reveals that the resurrection is not a repetition of this life, but a new creation. The children of this age live in a world marked by death, where every bond is fragile and every joy is threatened by loss. The children of God, the ones who will rise, are invited already now to live with a different horizon. We still marry, work, suffer, and rejoice in this world, but we do so with the awareness that our story does not end at the grave. This is not an escape from reality. It is a way of seeing reality in its full depth. The gospel is not asking us to despise earthly loves, but to let them be purified of possessiveness and fear. When Jesus speaks about those who are deemed worthy to attain to the coming age, he is not talking about a small elite who pass some secret test. He is pointing to a life of trust, of opening ourselves to God's promise. The Sadducees close their hearts because they trust only what they can measure. Jesus invites us to trust the one who can do more than we can ask or imagine. The resurrection is not a fantasy invented to soothe our fear of death. It is a consequence of who God is and how he loves. The second part of Jesus' answer goes even deeper. He does not only correct the Sadducees' imagination of heaven, he roots the truth of the resurrection in the very heart of the scriptures they claim to know so well. That the dead will rise, Jesus says. Even Moses made known in the passage about the bush, when he called Lord the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. The Sadducees accept only the books of Moses as fully authoritative, so Jesus meets them on their own ground. He takes them back to that moment when God reveals his name to Moses in the burning bush, and he draws their attention to a small but decisive detail. God does not say, "I was the God of Abraham, I was the God of Isaac, I was the God of Jacob." He says, "I am the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob." Centuries have passed since these patriarchs died, and yet God speaks of them in the present tense. For Jesus, that is no accident. It reveals something essential about who God is. He is not God of the dead, but of the living, for to him all are alive. When God binds himself to someone in covenant love, death cannot break that bond. If God is truly God, then he cannot be the Lord of a kingdom of shadows, of lost names and forgotten stories. His very identity as God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob implies that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are alive to him in a way that goes beyond our visible world. The resurrection is not an optional extra, added on at the end of the Bible. It is written into the very way God speaks of himself. This has enormous consequences for our faith and for our daily life. First, it changes the way we look at our beloved dead. We stand at graves, we mourn, we feel the emptiness of absence. From our side, the story seems to have ended, yet Jesus tells us that from God's side, the bond remains, the name remains, the person is alive in him. This does not erase our grief, but it fills it with a quiet hope. Our tears are not the final word. The final word belongs to the God of the living. Second, it asks us a personal question. Do we live as if God were only the God of this life's successes and failures, or as the God who carries us beyond death? When we make choices, when we cling to certain things, when we compromise our conscience, is it because we secretly believe that this is all there is? A world without resurrection easily becomes a world where power, pleasure, and immediate gain dominate. The Sadducees represent not only a group in the past, but a temptation in every age, to limit God to the present moment and to dismiss the promise of something more as naive. Jesus invites us to live already as citizens of the resurrection, even while our bodies are still fragile and mortal. To live as a child of the resurrection means to invest in what death cannot steal: faith, hope, and love. It means to forgive even when it seems pointless, to remain faithful when we do not see the reward, to stand for truth when it costs us, because if God is the God of the living, then every small act of love, every hidden fidelity, every silent sacrifice has an eternal weight. Nothing offered in union with him falls into emptiness. The gospel tells us that after hearing Jesus' answer, some of the scribes, who are often opposed to him, cannot help but acknowledge, "Teacher, you have answered well." And then it says, they no longer dared to ask him anything. His words have not only won a debate, they have exposed the heart. When truth stands before us with that kind of clarity, we either surrender to it or we walk away in silence. The same happens each time we hear this gospel. It is not just an interesting discussion about marriage in heaven. It is a question about what we believe God can truly do. Do we believe that he can bring something genuinely new beyond our categories and our fears? Or do we shrink him down to our expectations and then mock what we cannot control? Today's passage invites us to let Jesus correct our imaginations and enlarge our hope. Heaven is not a copy of this world. It is the fulfillment of everything good in this world, without the distortion of sin and the shadow of death. Our relationships, our work, our suffering, our longing for justice, all of it is meant to find its completion in God. If God is the God of the living, then every moment of this life is a preparation for a deeper life with him. The question is not only, what will the resurrection be like, but also, how am I letting the promise of the resurrection shape my choices now? We do not need all the answers to live this mystery. What we need is to stand where Moses stood before the burning bush of a God who says, "I am." The one who spoke to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is the same one who speaks to us in Christ. He is faithful. He does not abandon his friends. He does not let death have the final word over those he loves. To live with that trust does not take us out of the world. It sends us back into our daily responsibilities with a new courage. We carry burdens, we face limits, we experience loss, but we do so knowing that our lives are held by the God of the living. That quiet certainty is the very heart of Christian hope and the deepest meaning of today's gospel. Let us lift up our prayer before God. Jesus, when I hear this gospel, I imagine you standing there surrounded by people who are not really listening, people who only want to test you, and yet you stay calm, patient, and clear. Today I come to you not with a tricky question, but with a tired heart, with real doubts and real fears, and I ask you to speak to me the way you spoke that day. I need your voice to cut through my confusion and my worries. Lord, the Sadducees could not believe in the resurrection because it did not fit into their logic. I see myself in them more than I want to admit. Many times when I cannot understand something, I close my heart. When I cannot see the future clearly, I panic. When I face loss, I act as if everything is over. Please forgive me for the times I live as if this life is all I have, as if death is the last word. Open my heart to your promise that there is more, that you have prepared something far greater than what I can imagine. Jesus, you said that in the resurrection, we can no longer die and that we will be like angels, children of God. Those words sound beautiful, but some days they feel far away from my daily routine. I wake up, I work, I worry, I try to take care of my family, and then I fall asleep exhausted. In the middle of all that, I forget that I am made for eternal life with you. I forget that I am already your child now. Please remind my soul of who I really am. When I feel small or insignificant, whisper again in my heart, you belong to me. You are a child of God. You are made for resurrection. Lord, you know how I cling to relationships here on earth. I love the people you have given me, but sometimes my love is full of fear. Fear of losing them, fear of being alone, fear that death will separate us forever. You know the names and the faces of the people I miss, the ones who have already passed away. You know the empty chairs, the silent rooms, the dates on the calendar that hurt. Today, I place each of them before you, my relatives, my friends, my brothers and sisters in faith who are no longer here. You said that God is not the God of the dead, but of the living. So I entrust them to you and I ask you, keep them alive in your love. Heal my grief with the quiet certainty that they are not lost, that they are with you, and that one day, in a way I cannot fully understand, we will meet again in your light. Jesus, in the gospel, the Sadducees tried to make fun of the resurrection by telling a complicated story about marriage. They treated something holy as a joke. I confess that sometimes I also treat holy things without enough respect. I take the sacraments for granted. I listen to your word with half of my attention. I receive Holy Communion, but let my mind wander somewhere else. Please renew in me a deep respect and love for the mysteries of faith. Help me never to use your word as something to argue about, but as food for my soul, as light for my path. At the same time, Lord, I thank you for the gift of marriage and family, and for all the forms of love you have placed in my life. You teach me that in heaven we will not marry or be given in marriage because we will be completely filled with the love of God. That does not mean our bonds here on earth are meaningless. It means they are a road that leads us to you. So I ask you today, Purify my way of loving. Take away the jealousy, the control, the fear of loss that often hides inside my affection. Help me to love more freely, more generously, in a way that reflects the eternal love that waits for us in heaven. Lord Jesus, so often I live like a child of this age, stuck to what I can see, touch, and count. You invite me to live already as a child of God, someone who belongs to the coming age. Teach me what that looks like in simple daily ways. Show me how to make decisions not only based on comfort or success, but based on eternity. When I am tempted to lie to protect myself, remind me that truth lasts forever. When I am tempted to hate, remind me that love is the only thing that remains. When I am tempted to give up on doing good because I do not see results, remind me that you see every small act of faithfulness and that nothing is wasted in your kingdom. Lord, sometimes the idea of heaven feels distant, like a dream or a story for children. Make it real in my heart again, not as a cartoon image, not as a vague cloud, but as a solid promise, a place where you wipe away every tear, where there is no more death, no more fear, no more misunderstanding. Help me to trust that my deepest longings for justice, for peace, for perfect love are not foolish. They are signs that you have planted eternity in my heart when the world tells me this is all there is. So grab what you can. Give me the courage to live differently, to invest in what death cannot steal. Jesus, you showed such patience with the Sadducees. They came to trap you, but you still took time to answer them, to lead them little by little toward the truth. When I am stubborn, when I resist your teaching, do not give up on me. When I ask my own skeptical questions, why this suffering? Why this loss? Why this silence? Do not turn away. Stay with me. Answer me in your way and in your time. Even when I do not understand, hold me close so that my heart does not grow hard. Lord, I also bring to you today all those who struggle with belief in the resurrection. Maybe they are in my family, in my parish, in my circle of friends. Some have been hurt. Some feel abandoned. Some think that faith is just a human invention. You know their stories better than I do. I ask you to visit them with a gentle light. Send them people who reflect your kindness. Use my life if you want as a simple sign of hope. Let my way of living and loving point, even just a little, to the reality that you are the God of the living. In a special way, I entrust to you those who are close to death today, the sick, the elderly, those in hospitals or alone in their homes, those who are afraid of taking that final step. Whisper to them, Lord, that they are not falling into nothingness, but into your arms. Give them a taste of the peace that comes from knowing you have already passed through death and opened the way to resurrection. Strengthen the families who are keeping watch beside them. Give them words of comfort, gestures of tenderness, and the grace to let go and trust. Lord Jesus, you know that I am afraid of my own death too. Sometimes the thought of it passes quickly through my mind. Other times it sits there like a heavy weight. I worry about what I will leave unfinished, about who will miss me, about judgment, about the unknown. Today, I bring all those hidden fears to you. I ask you to take my hand and walk with me even now through that valley in my imagination, so that when the day really comes, I will not face it alone. Teach me to see my life as a journey toward you, not as a desperate attempt to hold on to everything here. At the same time, Lord, while I am still alive and breathing, I ask for the grace to live fully. The belief in the resurrection is not an excuse to be careless about this life. On the contrary, it gives meaning to every moment. Help me to use my time well, to love while I can, to serve when I have strength, to forgive while the door is still open. Let the hope of heaven make me more present, not less, more tender, not colder, more courageous, not lazy. Jesus, I want to thank you for the way you reveal the Father's heart in this gospel. When you say that God is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you show me that God remembers names, faces, and history. You show me that He is faithful through generations. That gives me so much comfort. Sometimes I feel like just one small person in a huge world, easily forgotten. But you tell me that the Father knows me, calls me by name, and keeps me in His heart even beyond death. Thank you for that. Thank you for valuing my story, my struggles, my small acts of love. Today, Lord, I also ask you to bless my community, my parish, and the church. In a world that often lives as if there is no resurrection, make us witnesses of hope, not with big speeches, but with lives that show a different way of seeing reality. When we gather to celebrate the Eucharist, remind us that we are standing at the intersection of heaven and earth. When we profess in the Creed that we believe in the resurrection of the dead and the life of the world to come, let those words sink in and change us from inside. Finally, Jesus, I offer you this simple prayer born from today's gospel. It is not perfect, but it is sincere. Take my doubts, my fears, my hopes, and my desire to trust you more. Shape them according to your will. May the truth that you are the God of the living become the foundation of my days. When I wake up, let it give me strength. When I work, let it give me purpose. When I suffer, let it give me consolation. And when I reach the end of my journey, let it give me peace. I place my life, my loved ones, my past, and my future in your hands, Jesus, trusting that you hold all things together and that nothing, not even death, can separate me from your love. Jesus, when I hear you say that God is not God of the dead, but of the living, something in me relaxes. It means you are here in the middle of my ordinary day, not only at the hour of my death. It means that as I sit here with my worries and distractions, I'm already standing before the God of the living. I do not have to wait until the end of my life to meet you. You are present now, in this moment, in this breath. Teach me to live like that is true. When I wash dishes, when I drive to work, when I sit in silence, remind me that I am moving inside your presence, held by a love that does not end at the grave. There are moments, Lord, when faith feels simple and light, and I trust easily that you are with me. But there are other times when my heart feels heavy and the future looks dark. On those days, the fear of losing people I love or losing control of my life is very strong. In those moments, the promise of the resurrection can feel far away, like a beautiful painting on a wall that I can look at but not touch. Please bring that promise closer. Let it sink into my bones. Let it change the way I react when bad news comes, when plans fall apart, when someone I care about is sick. I do not ask you to erase my emotions. I only ask you to stay inside them with me so that fear does not speak louder than your voice. God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you are also the God of my grandparents, my parents, my ancestors in the faith, and all those who came before me. Some of them believed strongly, some of them struggled, Some of them maybe did not know how to pray, but you knew each heart. I thank you for the faith that has been handed down to me, sometimes in clear teaching, sometimes simply in the quiet example of someone who kept going to Mass, kept lighting a candle, kept entrusting their life to you. I place all of them into your hands again. If there are wounds or sins in my family line, I ask you to touch them with your mercy. If there are unfinished prayers, I ask you to complete them in your way, and I ask you to help me be a link of hope for the next generation, someone who passes on not just words, but a living trust in you. When I think about the resurrection, Lord, I also think about the people who feel like their lives are already over, even though they are still alive. Those who are crushed by depression, those who feel stuck in addiction, those who are carrying guilt they believe can never be forgiven. Maybe some of that lives in me too. In those hidden places where I feel dead inside, I ask you to speak your word of life. You did not come only to raise the dead at the end of time. You came to raise hearts here and now. Where I have given up on myself, tell me again that your mercy is bigger than my failures. Where I have buried dreams because I am afraid to hope, whisper that with you it is never too late to begin again in a new way. Jesus, you answer the Sadducees with such clarity and peace. You did not shout. You did not panic. You stood in the truth and spoke it. I admire that calm strength so much, and I realize how easily I lose my peace when someone questions my faith or makes fun of what I believe. Give me a gentle courage. Help me to stay rooted in you when I face criticism or misunderstanding. I do not need to win arguments. I need to reflect your light. Let my words be respectful, honest, and kind, even when I disagree. And if there are moments when silence is the better answer, teach me to accept that too, trusting that your Spirit is still at work beyond what I can see. Lord, I also want to place my everyday responsibilities in the light of the resurrection. Sometimes I separate holy things and normal things in my mind. I think of prayer, Mass, and Scripture as spiritual, and I see work, cooking, cleaning, studying, or dealing with paperwork as something less. But if you are the God of the living, then all of life can belong to you. Show me how to offer my day to you from the moment I wake up. Transform simple tasks into acts of love. When I take care of someone in my family, let me remember that I am serving you. When I work honestly and with patience, let it be a quiet testimony that I believe this world is moving toward your kingdom, not just toward emptiness. In a world that often chases pleasure, power, and quick results, the idea of resurrection can sound foolish. Many people live only for what they can touch and buy. I feel that pressure too. I'm tempted to measure my worth by my success, my appearance, my bank account, the number of likes or followers I have. Today, I bring all of that to you, and I ask you to rearrange my priorities. Teach me to search first for your kingdom. Help me to value hidden faithfulness more than public applause, to value kindness more than recognition, to value truth more than comfort. If I truly believe in the life to come, then I want my choices today to reflect that belief in a simple and concrete way. Risen Lord, I entrust to you the young people who are trying to find their path, the couples who are struggling in their marriages, the elderly who feel forgotten, the priests and religious who serve your church, and all those who are questioning their faith. Let the hope of the resurrection touch each of them in the place they need it most. Give perseverance to those who are tired of doing good. Give light to those who are in confusion. Give tenderness to those who feel hard inside because of pain. And use my life with all its limitations as a little channel of your encouragement. Even if I can only offer a smile, a listening ear, a message, or a small prayer, I offer it to you and ask you to multiply it. As I finish this time of prayer, Lord, I do not want to leave the gospel behind. I want to carry it with me into the rest of my day. Let your words echo in me. They can no longer die. They are children of God. He is God of the living. When anxiety rises, let those phrases come back to my mind like a gentle song. When sadness comes, let them be a quiet anchor. When I stand at a hospital bed or a funeral, let them give me the strength to say with faith, Lord, I do not understand everything, but I trust you. You are here. You are the God of the living, and you will have the final word. Thank you, Jesus, for staying close during this prayer. Thank you for listening to every line, even the ones that are weak or imperfect. Thank you for planting in my heart once again the hope that this life is not all there is, and that nothing done in love is ever lost. I place myself, my family, and everyone who is praying with me into your heart. Keep us faithful, keep us hopeful, and lead us step by step toward the fullness of life with you. If this time of prayer has blessed anyone listening or reading, I ask you to continue touching them in the days ahead. And to you, my brother, my sister, if this prayer has helped you, I warmly invite you to subscribe to this channel so we can keep meeting the Lord together every day. May God bless you, guard your heart, and fill you with His peace. See you in the next prayer.